guys, it's Wilma. Welcome to my video. This video is kind of random, a little bit all over the place maybe. My initial plan was to film my spring break and the art that I was gonna make during that spring break, but I ended up basically not having the time to do any personal work. I had a lot of homework that I had to do during my spring break, which was not the most fun. But yeah, so I ended up filming a few small bits from my spring break, just some random clips, and then I did film 2 gesture drawings that I had to do for my drawing class. If you watched my last video, I was mentioning that I had to do 10 of them, and I filmed 2 that I will show you guys in this video. And then if you have watched my other videos where I talk about my freaking final project, I basically had to draw the same thing I had already done again. To put it simply, I had to do 3 different stages of different themes that I had to do, and each stage consisted of 3 drawings, and those 3 drawings were drawings that were telling some sort of story, and they all had different themes and approaches to do them. And then once we had done all those stages, we had to pick one stage, the one that we liked the most, and we have to do it again. But this time they're a little bit bigger in scale and they require a bit more work, and they also require us to do different mediums. So for every drawing that I do, which I have to do 3, it has to be in a different medium. So the first one I did is graphite pencils, which I will show you guys in this video. I haven't done the other ones yet, but they have to be in different mediums. So it can't be graphite, it has to be like colored pencils, watercolor, ink, something like that, and one has to be in black and white and one has to be in color. I hope that made sense, but all that to say is me trying to tell you that I'm gonna show you one of those drawings in this video, and it is a drawing I've already made a video on, but I'm literally redoing the drawing, and it does look a little bit different. There isn't a major difference, which we'll get into. Anyway, I'm not gonna drag this outro out any longer. We're gonna get into this random ass video. Hope you'll enjoy. So this is me doing my gesture drawings. I am holding the brush in the most strange way I've ever seen. I think I'm holding it as I would hold a pencil, and I know I need to be more loose, but it was really difficult. Anyway, the first gesture drawing that I did was of a chair, and I didn't realize that I wasn't doing this project the way that I was supposed to. I did 5 gesture drawings of people, and then the other 5 were supposed to be also of people, but they had to be in some sort of setting. So whatever, I didn't do the project correctly, but it's fine, it's whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed doing these a lot. They felt very fun to do. I could be very loose with it and not focus as much on detail and on getting every single thing to look as it should be. So I had a lot of fun, and as I said, I had to do 10 of them, and I did 5 of my partner and then 5 of random objects, which I wasn't supposed to do, but I misunderstood the assignment. So yeah. Okay, so you might have seen me draw this before. As I said in the intro, I had to choose one of the stages of this final project that I wanted to do again and basically improve on the concept, on technical things, and I decided to go with this stage. That was the first couple of drawings that I did for this final project. So as I've said, and as you probably know by now if you've watched my other videos, there was a theme for every stage of these, and this one that I did was supposed to focus on zooming in or zooming out, and I decided to zoom in on my subject. So the subject in the drawing is obviously me. So why I decided to redraw this stage is because first of all, I thought that it was the most interesting looking stages of drawings. The other ones that I did were definitely good too, in my opinion. Like, I could have improved on those ideas, but I just found that this was the most interesting to me and I felt the most connected to this one. But this stage of drawings, this group of drawings, were the first ones that I did for this final project. And when I first did these, which is like maybe a month ago at this point, I was like, I am not gonna pick this to do for my final project. Like, this is not what I'm gonna redo in the end, because I thought it was too complicated in the moment. But then I did my other drawings and I just didn't feel as connected to them, and this was also not as difficult as I thought it would be. So that's why I picked this, because I thought it was the most interesting and I felt like I could do it again and improve on the idea. So let's talk a little bit about how this drawing is different to the one that I did before. That was the exact same thing. So technically I was supposed to improve on the concept. I was supposed to evolve my idea. And I didn't really end up doing that. I have a few reasons for that, mainly because I wasn't where I took these reference photos and I wanted good reference photos to go off of. So I couldn't really add anything onto it because I didn't really have the reference for it. So basically what I did to improve this drawing was that I took some of the feedback that my teacher had given me and I mostly just, well, I only improved on the technical aspects of the drawing. So something that he was mentioning that I could do differently was to do kind of like pencil strokes or vertical pencil strokes or erase part of the mirror, which I didn't do in my first drawing, so that is something that I did differently. He also mentioned that the doorknob was really small in the first drawing, so I made that bigger. And then the angle of the door, as well as the doorway, I don't know, entryway, that's to the right, they were kind of at an angle, which was a distortion from the reference photo that I was using that I didn't realize wasn't actually accurate, because in real life everything that is vertical is always gonna be straight. It's never gonna be at an angle, if that makes sense. And then I also cropped this one a little bit differently. I cropped out some of the floor tiles because I thought that they were kind of difficult to do and I didn't want to have to struggle with that again. But yeah, as I said, I could have definitely done more to change the idea, to make it a better concept. If you don't know what the idea behind these drawings are, it's basically supposed to represent what goes into how we present ourselves to the world, like the amount of work we have to put in before we, go out into the world. And especially as women, I think a lot of us feel this pressure to constantly look a certain way, and I don't know, it's just about like the work that goes into that. And yeah, I don't know if I said it in the intro, but I am gonna have to do this one more time for like the final project, which is, it's whatever. At this point, I'm just like accepting the fact that this is a thing that I have to do. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about how it was to draw this again. So as I said, I didn't think that I would choose this specific group of drawings to do again because there's a lot of details in this drawing and in the other two drawings that follow up this drawing. And I figured that that wouldn't be something that I would want to do again, because not that I'm the type of person who chooses the easy way out, but I definitely feel like there's power in choosing the most efficient ways of doing things. And so the fact that there was so many details in these drawings made me think that I wasn't going to choose them to draw again. But I don't know, it wasn't as complicated as I thought it was. And having to draw this specific drawing again, which is the one with the most details out of the three drawings that are in this group, wasn't as difficult as I imagined it would be. I honestly think that the most difficult part was to get the sketch to look right. But then when I started shading everything, it was fine. Like, I didn't really struggle with it. I definitely thought that I would, but I really didn't. The only part that was difficult for me, that I faced a lot of struggles with, was doing my face. I kind of struggled with the proportions, and the first time that I did this drawing, I didn't really struggle with the face. So I don't know, it it's kind of at a difficult angle. You don't see that much of the face, it's just like a tiny bit of the side profile, and literally changing the smallest amount of detail in that can make it look weird. So I struggled a little bit with that in this drawing, but other than that, it went so smoothly, and yeah, I didn't really have that many problems, and I thought that it was actually kind of fun, which was a little bit surprising because as I've talked about in my videos, and as I talked about the last time that I drew this in that video, I haven't done a lot of portraits or figures with a background with a lot of details, or like drawing myself in a setting, and so this is all very new to me. And when you do something new, you assume that it's going to be difficult because you've never done it before, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be, which was really, really nice. Anyway, I gotta wrap this voiceover up. But yeah, I am definitely happier with this second version of the drawing compared to the first one. There's a lot of technical things that look better, and the next time that I draw this, I definitely have to improve more on the concept. So here we have this finished drawing. I probably mentioned in the video that I'm gonna have to do this again for this final project. The next time I do this specific composition will be the last time I do it, which I can't wait for. But anyway, so I thought that we would kind of compare these two drawings. So first of all, as you can tell, this one is a lot smaller than the one that I just made. This is the first sketch that I made, and then this had to be a little bit more refined and like develop the idea a bit more. I didn't really end up changing anything with the conceptual part of it, which I definitely should have, but I just couldn't really figure it out, and so I just changed the technical aspects that were not good. And then yeah, so a few of those things are the mirror, and then I changed the cropping a little bit, which you didn't mention, that just kind of ended up happening. I fixed the angle on the door and the tiles, and yeah, just like some small technical stuff that I needed to do differently. But yeah, honestly, I think the fact that I had already drawn this once made it easier. Going into drawing this, knowing that I'm capable of doing it, was definitely helpful, and I really enjoyed it. I think I might have enjoyed it more the second time because I had built some confidence and knew that I was capable of doing it, I guess. But yeah, these are them. Yeah, don't really have that much more to say. I don't know how this video turned out. I hope it was cohesive and good enough. Either way, it's out there and you just watched it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.